Welcome to Sydney Harbour, and on behalf of the Sail Media team, it's the opening day of the 2025 JJ Giltinan first heat of the championship for the 18-footers. And we've got some good breeze on the harbour. Hello, I'm Peter Shipway, and with Dolly DeVola and Jimmy Bury and the full Sail Media team, we're bringing this opening heat to you from the harbour. It's breezes in from the east, but the news is that we're on a windward-leeward course today. There's a lot of spectator craft on the harbour. There's a lot of race boats on the harbour, but the principal race officer, Hugh Lester, has decided on a 4-lap windward-leeward course. We're positioned off Rushcutters Bay for the start, and we've got a fleet of 28 yachts that will be competing, skiffs that will be competing today. And decisions were made in the park a few half an hour earlier of which rig to be on, but I think the majority will be on the big rigs today. As we say good afternoon to Dolly to give us her thoughts on the weather and what sort of race we're going to have. Good afternoon, Dol.
Afternoon, everybody. Yeah, as you say, Pete, pretty busy out here at the moment. I think as we get towards the end of the race, some of these racing fleets might finish and be out of the way, but certainly for our visitors, it's going to make it a little bit more interesting compared to what they had yesterday. We've got an easterly breeze. At the moment, we're looking at about 13 to 15 knots, a couple of little spiky ones getting over 15. So when they get a clear lane, they'll have a bit on with the big rig. But being a windward leeward on those downwinds, they can just run deep, get down the harbour as quick as they can, VMG running. Tide-wise, we've got a flood tide, incoming tide, only a small one of about half a metre, 0.6 of a metre, so not a big differential today, but nonetheless that tide will be coming in. Should help to reduce the chop a little bit, but from what I can see, as you mentioned, Pete, 28 skiffs heading up the harbour through quite a bit of traffic, so that could make things interesting.
There's a vintage 18-footer just sailing on the Saturday afternoon course, and that's what the years gone by they were like, and they certainly moved on from there. So, Jimmy, just talk us through this windward-leeward course, where we're positioned for the start and where we think the windward mark's going to be. Good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Pete. Spoke to Hugh Lester earlier on, as you alluded to, down sort of in Rushcutters Bay. He got us on a bearing somewhere between 60 and 70. He said it's still flicking around a little bit, but he's trying to work that out. And the course for the day is a 6/4, so 4 times to the windward mark. It's, as you said, a very busy day on the harbour, and I think it's the right thing to do. But yeah, 1.35 should put us somewhere up near Shark Island as far as distance goes. And I've just seen the board come out on the start boat now. 065 is the heading.
Is the bearing, okay. Well, we'll see that windward mark shortly, I think, once we can lamp it. But in the meantime, earlier today, I spoke to the skipper of Yandu, Tom Needham, in the park, and just before they were rigging up, and this is what Tom had to say.
Well, Tom, Yandu's the defending champion, but you're not the defending skipper. How have you found sailing 18s this year?
Yeah, no, that's right. The boys did a really good job last season. I jumped on halfway through this year when Woody got a bit injured. He's in the trenches a bit, Woody, but hopefully he'll be back soon. He's just recovering. I've really enjoyed sailing with these guys. Fang and Louis do an excellent job in front of me, so I've kind of got the easy job at the back.
And a quick snippet of your background. You're from Queensland?
Yeah, I was born in England and then grew up in Brisbane. Did all my youth sailing up in Brisbane and then sort of moved down here about a year ago.
And you were part of the Youth Australian America's Cup team last year? Yeah,
that was an awesome experience over in Barcelona on the AC40s. A bit quicker than the 18s, but they probably feel more in control than these do, to be honest. That was a great experience sailing with a couple of the other guys from the RAG. Harry was our coach, obviously. Max, the trimmer on the RAG, he was the other trimmer with me on the AC40.
It looks like a tricky week coming out with the weather. Any preference to rig, small or big? Better in one with the other or not?
Oh, we don't mind. We just want to have our legs straight. probably don't want it to be too light. It's probably what we're looking for, so we're going to go big rig today. It might be top end, but probably rather that than be underpowered on the little rig.
Well, thanks, Tom. Good luck for the week, and good luck today.
No worries. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Well, the series is being sponsored by the Winning Group as great supporters of 18-foot skiff sailing. The Winning Group, indeed. And today we're racing for the George Calligaris Trophy. The late George Calligaris, his son Pete, is the sponsor of Rag and Famish, a famous hotel in Sydney, and Rag and Famish among certainly the race favourites. They've had an absolute cracker of a year, winning everything really, states, Australians, Club Championship and point score. But the news is Harry Price is back today sailing. He didn't race yesterday in the invitation race. Sevi Jarvan stepped in there, but Harry has not had a great run with injuries really. He's had a bad shoulder, but he assures me that he's be out there today, and although it's not 100%, he can push through the pain, and it's not a very, very windy day, which I guess is one thing in his favour. But at the moment we're about 11 minutes away, just over, for the start of the first heat, and it's a very busy harbour looking upwind. We've seen the windward markets a bit to the left of Shark Island as we look from our starting area here at Rushcutters Bay. And today's race sponsor is an interesting one. It's the Stretch Lab from Double Bay. And they were at the Double Bay Sailing Club today, stretching some of the crew out and a bit of physio. And did you go in there, Jimmy, for a bit of a stretch, or you're okay?
I couldn't get a seat at the table. Berger, Mike Kennedy, he's got a permanent booking there, so...
Geez, I want to have a strong legs on the table for Berger there. He'd be... he'd need some work, that's for sure. But he's out there today. He's back. He raced on Yandu last week, and he's back sailing on Gotcha for life. So 28 skiffs, as we mentioned. The only real significant crew change, I guess, which we mentioned yesterday, was Matt Stenter on board Finport for the series. He's along with Keegan York and Gus Williams. And yesterday, if you weren't watching, it was the invitation race. A few boats didn't finish because for one reason or another, but the race was a very good win to the Smeg boys. Nathan McNamara sailed a very good race, probably their best race of the year. And second sail breeze in a quite shifty sou'easter of 12 to 15 knots. But here today we've got an easterly, and it's a bit spiky dollars, and it comes with a little bit of gusts under a bit of cloud, and the sky clears up a bit and the breeze dies off a bit. Just hearing a 10-minute hooter from the start boat here in Rushcutters Bay. And I think most skiffs would be on big rigs. It's certainly a big rig day at the moment. I think a few boats were contemplating number 2 rigs, but looking at all the skiffs around, I think we're all on big rigs.
Looks like we've got a few. Jimmy was playing spotter for me before.
Okay, we've got a few. Have we on 2?
I think we've got Alan UK, Red Rock Star Germany, and 18-footers bar and restaurant.
And I think Noakes as well.
Maybe Noakes. Okay. So that looks like they could be on the number 2 rig, shippers. But yeah, as you say, majority on the big rig. And you know, even though the breeze readings we're getting a few spikes that are probably a little sort of top end for the big rig, with this many boats out here chopping up the breeze, you'd want that power to get yourself through the lulls and the patchy breeze that we've got out here today.
And I think it's fair to say that most of the top contenders are probably on the number 1 rigs. But impressive yesterday from SeaTech, the New Zealand team, Alex Failings and Matt Stephen and Brad Collins. They sailed very well, as did Black Knight from Germany. So the Sydney fleet are certainly not going to have things all their own way, as we expected. There's Shaw and Partners, sailed well again the last couple of weeks. Emma Rankin with her crew of James Turner and Brandon Bynick.
Not too bad a breeze today for Emma too. She likes to sail in this sort of little bit patchy patchy breeze. She seems to go normally fairly well. But yeah, as you mentioned, Pete, we were expecting C-Tech and the Black Knight to go well. We just weren't quite sure. And what we did see yesterday are those guys have got pace and their boat handling was well and truly up to scratch. The other one I liked the look of was ASCC, one of the other Kiwi boats, with Eli Lifting on the helm. We talked yesterday about his pedigree. Recently won the 12-foot skiff into Dominions. And yeah, yesterday they were up there and they dropped back a bit, but they were quick enough to get back in the hunt. And the other one I definitely liked the look of yesterday was Yandu. They started late and worked their way through the fleet and were definitely on race-winning pace. So it'd be good to see Harry back on board the Rag today. We've still got him sort of penciled in as the odds-on favourite, but what we have seen is there's going to be plenty of good competition, and well, I think we're in for a great week sailing.
Well, again, we say thank you to everyone watching. We're overwhelmed really today. It must be a big event because we've just been absolutely flooded with messages, so it's probably too many to go through, but we thank you all very much for viewing. I know the Sail Media team are very appreciative. As we look up the harbour from our starting point up, there's a lot of traffic Saturday afternoon sailing on Sydney Harbour. It's pretty popular. Today's a nice gentle breeze, as you'd say, so everyone will be out, but hopefully by second and third laps that might be a bit skinny. The race boats have gone home and finished, but at the moment there's a fair bit of traffic, so that's another hurdle that these boats will have to overcome. And of course the overseas and interstate boats will take probably a bit of getting used to. We've got all our regulars are back, and so we thank you all. And also we'd like to say hello to Kim McDowell from New Zealand. Nice to hear from you, Kim. He's not coming over this year, but of course Kim and his brother Terry, former winners back in 1974 on Travel Lodge, New Zealand. And I know Kim watches regularly and one of the nice guys in the sailing world. So hello to you, Kim. And we're just watching now. We're waiting for signals. We're just coming up to the 5-minute signal. And what's the breeze? I've got a bit chopped up water, as you said. There's a lot of yachts and a few powerboats around. It's quite choppy here, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of it will be about finding a bit of a clear lane. At the moment, the right-hand side's looking a little bit clearer. There's a lot of yacht traffic going up the western half of the harbour. There's our 5 minutes has just gone. There's our Team Victoria on screen there now. We just saw the had a bit of a shot before of the Balmain with Henry Larkins, Tommy Grimes and Flynn Toomey, expecting them to sail well in these conditions, Pete, if things go their way today, if they can keep themselves out of trouble. I would expect the Balmain to have a pretty good day today, hopefully.
Yeah, they've been working on their rig and they've done a few modifications on that and the setup. I know they've been looking at the Chris Nicholson setup tuning book, and Nico's apparently got a book that's given them, and if they're half as good as Nico, they'll be pretty good. So we're hearing the hooter for 4 minutes. So we're 4 minutes away from the opening heat of the 2025 JJ Giltinan Championship on Sydney Harbour. Championship brought to you by the Winning Group. Today's race sponsor is the Stretch Lab from Double Bay. Get your massage from them, or your physio, and racing for the George Calligaris Trophy with 3.5 minutes to go. So a few nerves, I'm sure, amongst the competitors, but remember, it's a 9-heat series. 4 races will constitute a series, and after 5 races, you can drop your worst performance. But we're a long way from that.
It's going to be a long week.
Certainly will be. You can't win the race series today, but you could certainly lose it by a bad performance. But anyway, we won't even consider that at the moment. There's Yandu, probably once amongst the favourites. Tom Needham, we heard him earlier today, very, very competent young sailor, part of a young America's Cup team for Australia, along with Max Paul, who's sailing on, of course, the Rag and Famish, and the coach for the young Australians was Harry Price. So a lot of friends out here, but rivals today.
Boats lining up pretty early too.
It's an overcast sky here in Sydney and a bit of blue sky away over to the east. Quite humid. And we just quickly send a shout out to all our friends up north of northern New South Wales and in Queensland for hope you dodged the cyclone up there and damage is not too bad for you, but our thoughts are certainly with you. So here we are on the harbour, 2 minutes to go. Quite amazingly, the runway's cleared a bit, Dole, here at the starting line.
I was about to say that, Pete. We're getting ready for a start, and at least the localised area between us and Bradley's Head for the time being is pretty free of traffic. So we're going to get away with a start here, and they're going to have a pretty good runway, at least for the first half of this first beat. Boats are racking up. 28 boats, of course, we have today. Hugh hasn't set them a huge start line. At the moment, I think it's a little bit boat favoured. So
we're going for a general, do you think? First up? Normally we do get a general first up of a big race. But
yeah, we've got an incoming tide. We'll hold them back a little bit. Yeah. Always helps. But, yeah, we'll see how eager they are, Pete.
A lot of spectator craft out for this first heat, just at the windward end of the line, the committee boat end of the line. It's creating a lot of interest because I don't think there's a super clean favourite as we hear the 1 minute to go. There's a few people fancying various boats. Down to leeward is the Rag at the moment. Up to windward is Yandu. In the middle is C-Tech and ASCC.
Yandu without a lane there. They're just trying to punch through and trying to find a hole to fit into.
Lazarus up at the windward end with Shaw and Partners. There's Lazarus.
Lazarus love that boat end, don't they?
Oh, Yandu's tacked in the middle of the line, coming back on port. See them there. They're going to miss it badly. If they missed it badly yesterday, got to wriggle themselves out. And here's the line up. Well back at the leeward end, the pin end. How long we got? 17 seconds. Yeah, well, a few starting to poke out in the middle.
I think we'll be right. It looks like
at the
Hoffel House down at the pin end.
Yeah, we've got 5. I think we're going to be okay. Oh, the Hoffel House is close. Vycobi was close. What do we got? We've got someone as a general, or no, it's individual. Oh, ASCC got dumped. Honda got dumped. Right at the windward end, Keegan York on the fin port. Got a great start, as did Lazarus. So we're away with an individual recall. We'll try and pick that up. Sure, there's one boat we can see going back already.
Vycobi,
yeah, he was well advanced.
But the Hoffel House, I think, definitely need to come back.
Yeah, okay, Vycobi's come back. Oh, Honda Marine's capsized on the start line. That's the Honda Marine. The New Zealand boat's over. But okay, we're away.
Yeah, so Vycobi has returned and the flag is still flying.
Okay, so I think it'll be the Hoffel House, but we'll get confirmation. We're away, majority on starboard. Yandu got a very poor start and he's bailed out on port to try and clear himself out of that rather poor start that he got. What have we got, Dol? 10 knots, 11 knots at best?
Yeah, I think it's spiking up a little bit more than that now.
Okay, Hoffel House is going back. Well,
gee, they've left it late.
Yeah, he's left it late. He's well over a minute before he decided to go back.
Yeah, interestingly, there was a coach boat down that end. Tippers, but
anyway, we're away. First heat is underway with an individual recall. And majority going out the left-hand side here. A few cruising boats, race boats coming down the course.
There's a gotcha for life on screen there. Now they're sort of trapped to leeward of a whole bunch of boats. They're eating a lot of gas. They need to find a way out of there.
And the Rag's a bit buried as well there, but up on his hip, doing nicely is Balmain and the Burrowang. Now you can see Rag's just tacked. So he'll take the stern of Balmain there. And he's going to take a couple of sterns.
Yeah, he's going to be dipping a few there. He was underneath Akarana Hotel.
Burrowang's opened the door for him by tacking underneath him.
That was kind of him.
Yeah.
He's still not going to cross Lazarus and SeaTech, I don't think.
No, he's not, or Finport, but going hard left off camera is Marine Outlet, Josh Perepsky. You better tack soon or he'd be under the lee of Bradley's Head. There's sixth there.
Yeah, he's got the Vicks on his hip, and here he goes now.
Yeah, there he goes. There's Bradley's Head. Akarana, Idri just going across in front of him. Oh, tacked on him. Thanks very much.
That was bound to happen.
I've got the boats which were OCS was Vycobi, Hoffelhaus and Burrowang.
Burrowang as well.
Oh, he hasn't gone back.
Vycobi and Hoffelhaus have returned.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy.
Start, mate?
Okay, so we're away on a 4-lapper Windward Leeward course, the first heat of the 2025 JJs. And I like in the middle of the line, I think in the middle of the fleet, we can't quite pick him up yet. Yandu looks pretty strong.
SeaTech has crossed most at this point in time. But they've got
that's the Akarana, Idri and Marine Outlet.
A lot of starboard tackers coming.
Pull away there. And there's Yandu in the middle. And can SeaTech cross him? These will be the two leaders, I think. Yandu and SeaTech. Rags in the mix.
Yeah, the cross is coming up. I think SeaTech might be able to sneak across.
Yeah, SeaTech leads, I think. There's a big Manly ferry coming round Bradley's Head, bound for Circular Quay. Finport looks handy. He's going into the left here. There's Keegan York. There's good pressure to tack in. I'm sure Keegan's looking at that, but the ferry might have something to say here. He's going to go the Bradley's Head side of the ferry, I think.
Yeah, because of the ferry, he's kind of committed to this left-hand side. He's
going to... a bit of bouncy water too.
He's going to tack now. Top of screen. There they are now. Thank you for the shot, boys.
See the ferry. Now he's going to take a few sterns here. Finport. He's behind Rag, but he'll get across that group, which includes Akarana and Wealth. Rag's tacked as well. Okay, Finport's done a good job here. If you get a little left-hander, there's a few squirrely puffs coming around Bradley's in this easterly breeze. It's not that strong.
And shifty, patchy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well's tacked. He's going to hit some bad waves in a moment. Bit of a learning curve here for these boys. Okay, there's the ferry splitting the fleet.
Nice move from Keegan, though, in Finport. He just managed to tack before he ran out of pressure.
Yeah, the left favoured him here. He
he's
could lead.
high on port at the moment.
He could lead here. We'll see the Black Knight Germany. They're back a bit. They're tacking. It's not that much wind under Bradley's here. There's Wealth.
Yeah, Wealth were forced to tack back again by Dark Knight. They probably would have been better to take Dark Knight stern, but
Black Knight, Dolly.
Black Knight, sorry. They're just caught in this left-hand patchy breeze underneath the headland.
Well, typical easterly, a lot of shifts in it, but I think Finport will lead. And also the Black Knight up here, these boats that went into hard into the left have done okay, because the breeze has gone up pressure and a bit in the left.
Black Knight quite overpowered. Their mainsail is really ragging.
Onshore and Partners, they've gone right into the Bradley's Head lighthouse. So they're the furthest left. Emma Rankin. So we're off. We're probably about a third of the way up the Windward beat. 4 laps. And the beat in length is 1.35 miles on a bearing of 065.
You can see the Rag there. They've tacked. They're taking another chip over to this.
Yeah, they want the left-hand
side. They want to get over this side for sure. There is a bit of pressure this side.
Finport's come back as well. But Yandu has gone right into Point Piper. They've dropped off a bit, Yandu. They're way in the distance, looking for a bit of a right-hand shift to get back.
I think they might get it though, Pete.
Yeah, but in the middle, very prominent again is C-Tech. He's done a good job up there. The boys on C-Tech, the New Zealanders. There they are.
He's on a bit of a ride here.
Yeah, he's really done very nicely up here, C-Tech. Harbour starting to clear of race boats, which is the good news for this fleet. And the breeze probably as good as we've seen it at the moment, 10 or 11 knots. On Yandu. Now, he needs some right hand.
Does, and they're just not quite getting it.
And pressure to get back into this game. So we're going to the left. There's Yandu. Lazarus crosses him. ASCC behind him. But way atop of the screen of this group with Black Knight, Rag and Famish, Finport. Wealth's there. But in the middle is C-Tech.
Looking out the front of the boat here now, Pete, you can view us just to the left of the Germans there. You can see the darker water. There is some pressure filling in from this left-hand side, but at the moment they're high on starboard. Yeah. They need a headed attack on.
The sky clearing up over Watson's Bay, the windward side where we look at it. So there's the Black Knight just tacking.
Yeah, well, they're starting to get up towards a lay. If they get a bit of left-hand breeze, they'll be on a ley line nearly. They're down at the moment. C-Tech's looking good over there.
Very strong. Worked up the middle, really. Didn't punch a corner.
There they are now. Getting through the water pretty nicely too. Good speed. And on a nice right-hand lift there.
Yeah, they look very strong, C-Tech. He's got right-hand pressure. And Yandu's jumped back into this a bit now. He's got a good right-hander coming off the point, as has Balmain. So there's still a fair split. But I think C-Tech will lead. But the Rags and Finport are the most left-handed boats now. They'll be certainly in the mix.
Yeah, Rag and Finport need a shift to get back into this. If C-Tech continue to hold this bit of right-hand shift, they'll be looking pretty good. But at the moment, Yandu just lifting inside them a little. C-Tech has just fallen off the lift a touch. Yandu lifting inside them, but behind.
Inside Yandu's Lazarus is very high in the right.
Yeah, so Alex has seen that.
Okay, there's Lazarus there, Tom Kunich, and above him is what
Lazarus.
Lazarus, and what? No, and the boat above him. What's that? With the is that Akarana, and the ASCC.
I was waiting for Dolly to say.
Well, here are all the New Zealanders here, but look at Lazarus.
C-Tech will still cross.
He will, but Lazarus, depending on the boats coming out of the left where they'll end up. Lazarus, Tom Kunich, he likes these conditions. He's done very well. It's a shifty day, Dole, isn't it?
Sure is. We said it was going to be.
A lot to play out in this one.
And especially at this top end of the course,
it's a long way up this weather mark. It's right up under Steel Point.
It's pretty patchy where this top mark is. Very patchy. What we could see here, Pete, is boats come around, they'll put a kite up, not have pressure. Someone else will get a kite up and hook onto a gust. Things can change very quickly.
Oh, C-Tech's tacked it on a great right-hander.
Akarana right on his hip, though.
The mighty Akarana eatery. You won't get a free meal there, Dol. I will. It's a great eatery.
Is that right? You've been there, Pete?
No, I'm going to go there.
Super patchy at this top mark.
Yeah, there's a puff going through now, but not much behind it. That's Yandu and Lazarus we're looking at. And the boats still come in from the left. Don't look that flash, actually. But we'll see the intersection shortly.
Yeah, Lazarus and ASCC leading Yandu over to that right-hand side at the moment. There's Lazarus now.
We're at the windward mark with the our camera cat. That's a port rounding. Lazarus tacked.
Yeah,
closed a bit of gauge on the Sea-Tech.
Yeah, but they've dropped the boats off that went out to the left. The Rag's back a fair way. So there's Akarana taking the stern of Lazarus. So Lazarus at the moment laying. Sea-Tech will tack on his gas here. No, got a bit further.
Yeah, he's got to bank a bit. There's a little bit of a header there. Like we said, shifty at this top mark.
Finport's done okay. He'll probably be close to third. Keegan York. So it was a big split up that beat.
Lazarus desperately needs a lift.
Yeah, they just got a squeeze mode here.
They're going to get a bit of gas off the Sea-Tech's. Not going to do them any favours.
He's getting it now. He's not going to get there. Sea-Tech leads quite convincingly. Oh, Lazarus had to tack back in the background. So Finport will get round second. Lazarus, what's he going to do? He's going to tack.
A bit on here.
He's going to thread a needle here. Oh, close. Okay, Finport. Well done, Keegan. But well done to the Sea-Tech boys. Hoist and then a quick jibe. Finport second. Lazarus still on a tight lay here. Oh, there's a whole mass of them coming in. Lazarus...
Yeah, they're in trouble here.
Big trouble. Lazarus, ASCC in bigger trouble. So you can hit the marks. Don't worry about him hitting the marks. He doesn't have to do any turns. That's okay in 18-footers. ASCC's the ones that chicken winged up. Akarana's around. He's third. ASCC's anchored there. Then Balmain. ASCC still tied up to the mark. Towing it with him at the moment.
Matty Butterworth will be glad he didn't put the wind gear on that top mark today.
So Rag next, Yandu, then Shaw and Partners. Then the Black Knight. All very close here now. Then the Bigfoot from Queensland.
The mark making its way back to its original position.
Now by Kobe, have recovered somewhat after that recall. Marine Outlet. Struggling to get around. Josh Perepsky steering. Then charging in from an overlay is Smeg. Done okay. Still close enough if good enough. Kitchen Maker. Then Wealth. Sixth is back a bit. Honda after them. They had a capsize at the start line. Gotcha for life. Then the Goat Marine and 18-footer bar and restaurant still to come. Okay, we're off on the first of 4 runs. It's a 4-lapper. And what we're seeing...
Sea-Tech have found themselves a little bit of a hole there.
Yeah, they have. I think Finport leads.
That's put Finport, given
Finport's
the advantage
jumped them. There he
is.
That's the Spectator Ferry have done no favours to Sea-Tech, and Finport's jumped away nicely. Keegan York leads the first heat of the 2025 championship.
The Hoffel House, who returned late, they are a long way behind those boys.
Yeah, I think their day's over before it even started.
Harry Price has found a nice, there he is now, found a nice little, I know that's the Lazarus, but the Rag and Famish has found a nice little vein of pressure. That's them jibing now. Good little gain to them just in that last couple of 100 metres.
Massive gain to Finport. He's really picked that well, Keegan and his team. They have a convincing lead.
Oh, the Rags jibed onto 2 beauties there.
Yeah. So there's a bit of pressure bringing the fleet down, which is converging them, concertinaing the fleet up somewhat.
But that's the Finport with the white spinnaker. A good, what do you think, Pete? 150 metre lead at the moment?
Yeah, but it's a long run. The Leeward Gate is down there to the western side of Clark Island. Don't forget, it's a 4-lapper. This is the first of 4 spinnaker runs. As we see some of the vintage 18-foot skiffs pole back and running square, which we don't see these days on these modern boys, but here we are in the cockpit of Sea-Tech.
Some of these young blokes probably haven't handled a spinnaker pole in their lifetime. But Finport a little bit down pressure now. Looks like they're picking up a touch more, and Sea-Tech and Lazarus bringing some pressure to them, just closing that distance down a little bit.
Well, that was a very impressive work from C-Tech. It was a tricky beat. They just sort of worked the middle and they got to that weather mark first, but haven't been that quick downwind. They got outrun by or outmanoeuvred by Finport. That's C-Tech now. There's a couple of the vintage skiffs going past them. And we look, Lazarus or Rag and Famish has probably got into third spot. There's Lazarus, got a nice shift, puff to get down. And that's Finport in the distance, just going past the naval buoy there.
So not too far off the gate. A couple of 100 metres further, they're going to have another jibe to do yet.
Bit of traffic coming down now, running down with spinnakers. But Finport leads handsomely at the moment. And there's the following group, the peloton. Look at them, there's plenty there.
Great shot with the historic 18s in the middle there.
Fantastic.
The old and the new.
So Lazarus and C-Tech, that's 2 and 3 we're looking at, or 3 and 2.
Tom Kunich has sailed well in these sort of conditions, Pete. And I think now he's got himself sort of towards the pointy end on this first lap. He's got away, and we probably will see him hang in there, hopefully. Get a good result on day one of the JJs. Balmain, another boat who you will see them shortly. They're charging through the fleet. They like these conditions usually.
There's Finport approaching the leeward gate. Bit of traffic in front of him.
Won't be too far off a drop. Looks like he's probably going to go to that right-hand turn.
I think he is looking downwind. We'll get a delta on this. The fleet have brought down a bit of breeze. Finport, the last bit of that run was pretty light for him, but looking back, there's a bit of breeze rolling down, but Finport, a clear leader. He's around now. Got the clock running.
Nice drop from Angus Williams there.
Gus Williams and Matt Stenner with Keegan York, they lead. 3 more laps to go. C-Tech will be next. Which gate's he going to? Where'd Lazarus? Oh, Lazarus dropped out of it. Balmain's got himself into third here.
Looks like a jibe drop for the C-Tech. Balmain look like they're going to take the the left turn.
He's got a bit high there.
Running very deep. Great gain from the Balmain
C-Tech
boys.
can't get the spinnaker down. They've still got the spinnaker up. They're around, and it's the delta of 38 seconds.
Important starboard here between Lazarus and Rag and
Famish, yeah, at the right-hand gate. Bit of pressure on the Rag crew. They're a very good crew. C-Tech still got the spinnaker half up. There's Lazarus around at the right-hand gate. There the Rag. ASCC at the leeward gates around, off camera. Here comes Yandu. They're close enough. So ASCC's around. Oh, there's a good puff coming down, bringing the remainder of the fleet down very quickly.
The Black Knight's got himself in a bit of strife.
Yeah, he's got to go round that buoy to port. Oh, where's he going now?
He's
the Black
going to
Knight.
take the right turn.
Yep.
They just can't jibe with the crew in there.
So Akarana's around, a bit untidy. Then Smeg. Nathan McNamara right in the hunt. Marine Outlet next around inside Black Knight. Marine Outlet. Spinnaker still half up. Down at the other gate, Shaw and Partners bailed out. A lot of traffic here with race yachts and 18-footers. Next to come around will be the Kitchen Maker. The Victorian's got a bit wobbly. They've got a bit on at the left-hand gate. There's the Bigfoot inside them. Marine Outlet still going upwind with the spinnaker 3/4 of the way still up. There's boats going everywhere, 18s and yachts. Bigfoot's around, Kitchen Maker's around. 6 of the left-hand mark, he's around. Oh, poor old Marine Outlet, he's got all sorts of trouble going upwind with the spinnaker. Basically,
Yeah, there's definitely a knot in that, Halyard.
Still the fleet come down. The stragglers are coming down now.
Yeah, just some spiky pressure and a lot of traffic at the gate just then.
A lot of
really put some confusion into it.
Sky clearing, wind building, white caps now on the water, so maximum big sail breeze at the moment for some. And poor old Marine Outlet got all sorts of trouble.
There's definitely a knot in that halyard, Pete.
Oh,
several.
What has happened to those? The Gundy boys with Josh Perepsky. More trouble than the early explorers there. But we're up. On
Back
our
with
way.
the leaders.
The second beat. With Finn Portless leading at the leeward mark by 38 seconds.
To me, look like in that last little exchange, they've extended a little bit, Pete. They probably had one of the cleanest runs around the gate and then up on that long starboard tack to Bradley's head.
There's a lot of traffic for the following pack, that's for sure. Keegan might have extracted himself pretty well out of all of that on the Finn Port.
Still a lot of distance left in this race, though, with 4 laps, 4 times to the top.
And looking from where we are, the boats in the right, there's some big right-hand shifts. There's a few yachts going up off Double Bay, high in the right. So you've got to work this middle. I think you can't punch a corner. So many big shifts here. If you're behind, you can punch a corner, but I think if you're in the leading pack, you've probably got to be reasonably conservative. There's Yandu going back on port.
And even we're getting caught up in the traffic in the Sail Media camera cat with Jimmy doing his best to navigate through all this traffic. It's a fair bit on here. The Manly Fast Ferry has become a spectator ferry, I think. They've just parked in the middle of the course.
Just saw Finn Port tack. It wasn't the greatest of tacks, but he looks as though he's trying to get into this pressure that's coming out of Rose Bay Point Piper. And there's plenty of pressure. It looks right hand at the moment. So that should advantage Finn Port. There's
Yandu hooked onto a little bit of a left-hander at the moment.
Yeah, it's still very shifty, but that's Finn Port. He still leads, probably about halfway up the second beat. 4 laps. Windward Leeward course, the first heat of the 2025 JJ Championship. Okay, there's Finn Port and ASCC.
Balmain crossed in front of ASCC, so it looks like they'd be probably second place.
So where are our C-Tech friends? Oh, okay, they've gone in the middle. Oh, Finn Port's really stepped out nicely again. He's in good shape.
Yeah, Keegan's spending more time in the pressure, not worrying so much about the shift, just making sure he's got even pressure. He's really powered up at the moment. Boat's motoring through the water.
Well, from where Finn Port is to the weather mark, there's not a yacht in sight, so it's a bit of a clear runway unless some kumquat heads in powerboats get in his way. But at the moment, pretty nice sailing for him. But the other boats are extracting themselves out of a race yacht fleet.
Yeah, so that's ASCC, but Finn Port just went out a shot on the right-hand corner, so ASCC still in touch.
Eli Lefting, Adam Mustel and Josh Sean. Good, doing a nice job.
Yeah, same. He's coming over and just staying in this vein of breeze that we've got. But they could have a tough tack back on port, I think.
Yeah, he's running into a bit of light air, we're going to see. Meanwhile, Keegan and Finn Port's up nicely in a nice bit of pressure in the middle.
You can see him on the edge of that gust, can't you? There's Keegan top of picture. You can see the dark water. He's right on the edge of a really nice lifting gust there.
ASC couldn't quite get into it, ASCC, but anyway, that's the view of Finn Port. getting up towards a lay line, but it's all about pressure, really.
Out of shot, Rag and Famish are on that same gust, but 100 metres behind.
Yeah, the trailing pack is ASCC, Rag and Famish, Yandu, Balmain and C-Tech. C-Tech's dropped back a little. Okay, there's the Rag, there's Yandu, there's Balmain, and behind them is C-Tech. While down to Leeward, going out to the left is ASCC.
Yeah, C-Tech got a little bit lost in that traffic, Pete.
It wasn't hard to do, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
They weren't the only ones trying to get through there.
You were right there with them, weren't you, Jimmy?
Oh, mate. It was tighter than Boxing Day trying to get around Bradley's head.
Very even between the Rag, Yandu, Balmain and C-Tech. There's the four of them there.
It's not much breeze between them and the Weather Mark, which is still a fair way up in Rose Bay. Finport has tacked back onto port.
And once again, you can see Finport there, and coming up towards Shark Island, it is looking very, very patchy again. So things can change in a heartbeat up here.
ASCC went hard into the left, and they haven't done that well off camera. You'll see them in a moment. You'll see them, there they are, coming in. So they'll be behind the group of Rag, Yandu and C-Tech and Balmain. So that's the leading pack. Finport, Rag, Yandu, C-Tech, Balmain and then ASCC. That's ASCC. We've got on camera there. There's Yandu. He'd be close to second.
Yeah, and those four boats will desperately be looking for a line of pressure to tack onto port. So we've seen a couple of them go there already. There's the Rag gone behind. But were they dipping here? They're going behind Balmain. Very, very puffy gusts coming through, making it really hard for them. Rag managed to cross in front of C-Tech.
It's a good race, that's for sure. Keegan won't want to stub his toe. They'll be right up his exhaust pipe. He's a good campaigner, that's for sure.
If you're going to stub your toe, it's up here at the top of the course. You're going to do it, Pete.
There's some real soft spots at the Weather Mark. A few little gusts. If you can join those dots, you can really smell the roses. And at the moment, Finport is certainly smelling the roses.
Yes.
Can you say that in yachting? Do you smell the roses, Jimmy? I suppose we do.
I guess we do.
Yeah. Get in your garden, you smell the roses, have a good time. Yeah, it's not that fresh here.
Yeah, and still a few tacks in this. There's some puffs coming through.
Yep.
We're just a puff right on us now, so I think Finport will sail up to where this gust is just passing us, and he'll be able to put a tack on that.
And you've got to get that run correct. That's what happened to C-Tech. They didn't execute that first downwind that well, and they got clobbered by Finport. So Port rounding up here, and Finport's got two more tacks to come into this. There they are. There's the following pack just going behind them, probably led by Yandu.
Keegan just approaching that pressure now, which is going to give him an opportunity to tack back to the mark.
So we had
He
30...
won't be far off. Here they go now, setting up now.
38 seconds was the delta at the Leeward gate for Finport. We'll run that again and see what has happened up this beat.
Yeah, I think we might have a touch more than that, but now. But
okay, not far off attack to lead. Roundy goes into just a short little hitch in on starboard, and then away. There's the mark.
You got the hourglass there ready to go, Pete?
I don't know
and
about
there
that.
They go.
Okay, they're away. So into the set, as they did last time, just a bear away set where C-Tech jibed pretty quickly the first time, but Finport out for the pressure, and Yandu second. Good effort. They didn't get a very good start at all. They got absolutely clobbered at the start. So they'll be next around. There's Yandu. Rag will be third. I think, will be tight for third. Okay, Yandu going round.
Very close port and starboard between SeaTech and Balmain off the screen there. What do we have, Pete?
What do you reckon?
I reckon about 36, that would have been.
You looked at my watch, Dol. So he's closed 2 seconds. You can't get away with much. Okay, so Yandu's gone for the jibe set. Okay, and then tight for third. Boy.
It's all on.
Balmain. Henry Larkins, good performance. Tom Grimes and Flynn Toomey, well done. They're third. Squeeze on the rag to get round, and around the outside of the SeaTech. Still within striking distance. All these boats within striking distance. Rag straight into a jibe. Next will be ASCC. They're around. ASCC. Eli Leifting, he's around. 12-foot Inter-Dominion champion. Next will be Tommy Kunich in the Lazarus. See him coming into shot in a moment. There's the Lazarus. And then after him will be the 18-footer, the Bigfoot from Brisbane. Then Kobe. Kobe's come back a lot from her recall. Team Victoria, then Six, then Smeg. Then the Black Knight. Wow, they've dropped back a bit. Shaw and Partners will be there in that group. There's the Rag. Trying to get themselves into second spot. They were very close to Balmain and SeaTech. And Yandu looks strong. He's jibed early.
Yeah, if they can find a little bit of a vein, they're on good pressure now, left-hand pressure that's
they got the bearing right down. They haven't Finport haven't got that much pressure. Yandu joined the dots here beautifully. Fang Warren and Louis Brake with Tom Needham off camera. They're running down Finport. Finport's bow up. See them in a moment. There's Finport. There's Finport just sliding down the side of that.
There's the two of them in shot now, Pete.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference.
Finport still leads though. He's now picked up that breeze that probably Yandu had. That puff.
I don't think that's 36 seconds now though, is it?
Well, it doesn't look like it, but it gets tricky down here. It's all about the puffs in this easterly breeze. So we're on the second downwind of 4. It's a 4-lapper. Just completing the second lap. And there's the race leader. Matt Stender and Gus Williams with Keegan York in the Finport. Oh, that's Yandu, I'm sorry. Correction.
Both of them have just managed to pick up a bit of pressure now, so Yandu had a little bit more. Now they're looking a bit more bow up, and Keegan's got a little bit more pressure and he's bow down.
Yeah,
so
he's jumped back.
Ebbs and flows.
Yep. These two have jumped away from the remaining pack. There's a great shot of the 2 leaders coming down to this. Don't forget they've got a gate. They can choose which way they go round, a port or a starboard gate. Done a nice job, both these boats. Sun breaking out quite a lot now. The sky clearing, the breeze 10, 12 knots at very best, but more like
it's got very patchy, hasn't it? Very patchy.
Okay,
now.
advantage again Yandu here. He's got a better puff than Finport. Finport a bit soft in the middle. This is going to be quite close here. Or closer.
Yeah, Yandu's on a good puff now, but they're closing in on the island and they need some pressure to jibe back out on.
Got to get one to go back on.
Yeah.
Tommy Needham here.
At the moment, they're in a bit, so they're probably thinking they won't go too much further. Still not setting up. Here we go.
Got to go shortly. There they go. There's Clark Island just going out of shot on the left. And will they lay down to the gate? Oh, it's going to be probably... No, I don't think they will.
A couple of jibes left in that,
So Finport across.
Keegan can probably go to a lay line and jibe.
Still a nice little lead for Finport. So he's going to jibe and go to the right-hand mark here. Okay, nice jibe.
Yeah, great work from Matt Stenner there. Once again, they've got to get those battens popped. Hope they watch this back, Pete. We'll give them a few pointers, will we?
Better say some nice things. Well, why wouldn't you? They've done a great job. They're rocketing down in a little bit of pressure, approaching the gate. And they've still got a nice lead. As Yandu jibes, they're probably going to go to the left-hand gate, are they? But we'll see. Okay, Finport on the drop.
Yeah, we'll see what Yandu do here. They might jibe drop,
yes.
I think.
Okay, so Finport around.
No, they're going to just drop it. They're just going to drop it and take the left turn.
Okay, so Finport around. Just trying to Yandu around and now in pressure. Okay. What was the delta, Doll?
20. And I didn't look.
What's your name, Doll? Jimmy? What was the delta? You were
I said Jimmy.
I didn't say
I didn't say, oh, okay. I thought you were butting in.
No, I said 20.
15.38 seconds. There you go.
Balmain into third.
So it's close.
That's because you hid your screen and I couldn't see it.
It's closed. It's closed up. Anyway, here we go, Balmain. They've got another jibe left in them. And fourth behind them with the white chute is our New Zealand friends in C-Tech. Okay, Balmain, nice job. Jibed. We'll go down round the right-hand mark, looking downwind. C-Tech are going to do the same, are they? Or are they going to drop? No, they're going to jibe and go up to the right-hand mark. Oh, a bit lighter here for these two.
Yeah, okay. And that might let the rag inside the C-Tech here. No, they've seen that, they've changed their mind.
Yeah. There's a ferry going down the harbour that affects the breeze a bit, but C-Tech will go round. If the gate's level, C-Tech go round before Balmain. They've got very light pressure at the right-hand gate, Balmain. Rag dropped off a little bit there because they were right up the exhaust pipe of these boats. But anyway, the rag going round with a jibe drop.
Very late drop, putting the pressure on Finn Rodowitz once again, he's got it done.
Yeah. So C-Tech, so Balmain third, C-Tech, then the rag at the rounding mark, then at the gate. ASCC would be next. Lazarus after them. Also, the Bigfoot's come into the play. He's done well.
Very well. The Queenslanders.
The purple chute.
Great job.
Angus Roxburgh's opened his third bottle of red. It's a long course, Angus. Don't get too excited.
You better get down here.
And the Vycobi continues their march.
They do.
Yeah, they certainly are, Jimmy.
And then they'd be next around, followed by sixth. There's C-Tech, and they've got good pressure out here on the right.
That feeling when the trap adjusts it, lets go on you.
Been there, done that, Jimmy.
Yep.
So Vycobi is around. They went round the left-hand mark. Their sixth will be next around the right-hand mark.
Just off screen, I think that Yandu has closed up a touch on the Finport. There they are now.
So a breeze in the east at about 8 to 9 knots. Maybe gusts a little bit more, but still a bit, not a bit, but a lot of shifts in this breeze. So we're on the third of 4 windward laps.
And another one with some heavy traffic by the looks, Pete.
Yeah, still a lot of yachts racing on the harbour, a lot of power boats, a lot of ferries. Jimmy doing a masterful job at the helm here. We're boats going everywhere. And we've managed to stay safe.
The paperwork's too much to fill out, Shibbo. That's why we avoid it at all costs.
They've got to pay you more, Jimmy.
I've only heard him curse once.
So that's the 2 leaders. We just saw them, but here's the chasing middle group coming downwind. Great overhead shot there of the harbour.
Beautiful.
The leaders up off Bradley's. Oh, there's going to be a split here in the 2 leaders. Keegan taking the Finport in the middle. Tom Needham going to the left. Interesting. It looks breeze in the right, actually, looking from where we are. We're close to Finport.
It's certainly a bit down the middle here at the moment, but
it's not a great deal of breeze.
I'm interested to see when Yandu tacks, which they have
he's
now.
come back. He's come back.
Yeah, and he's hooked onto a little bit of a left-hander over there. I don't know how long it's going to last, mind you. Keegan just starting to get his bow up a bit now as well. But that little exchange, I think, might have... we'll see when they cross back. But
Yandu's high.
It looks to me like that went Yandu's way, that little exchange. But Keegan can just as easily, he's just tacking now. He can hook onto a little bit of right-hand pressure and be back into it.
Doesn't look much pressure where they've tacked.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him go and come a little bit further, I think.
I think Yandu's closed this gap.
Keegan is high on starboard now.
15 seconds was the delta, and it looks like Yandu will almost cross, I think.
I think they're going to try.
Yeah, no, he'll walk this in. Yandu. Oh, will he? Yes, he will. Finport down, Yandu up with pressure. Yandu leads for the first time. Oh, just he's got a light spot, Yandu, but he's across. Coming into a nice bit of pressure too, both these boats. So these are the two leaders for the first time. Yandu leads, Finport second. Still very close. Yandu's tacking on Finport.
Yeah, he's not going to let him get out to the left without him. See the smart tactics coming there from Tommy Needham. It's not his first rodeo in a match race.
When you got to remember, Gus Williams has got a bit of match racing experience on Finport as well.
Yeah. And Matt's done a bit as well.
Yeah.
Sea Tank in the background just tacked off Bradley's head. They're in the group vying for third spot. But these are the two leaders. They're about halfway up this third beat. So this beat, then a run down, another beat, and then a run to the finish. Yandu leads.
Bit of a drag race here.
He's quite quick there, Finport. He's
managed to poke his bow out in front, but to leeward, so he's still behind.
What's the breeze look like, Dol? It's nothing great, is it?
Pretty patchy, mate.
Yeah, be lucky 10 knots and probably more 8 9s at the moment.
And I think the closer we get to this top mark, the uglier it's going to get. A couple of nice gusts in the middle of the harbour here now that they'll be hooking into shortly.
That's where they're going, right top of screen. That's where the weather mark is.
Spectator ferry coming into play here.
Yes, very handy.
And it's going to be a matter of who's going to tack.
Well,
I think they'll go all the way to the ley line here.
That'll favour Yandu, of course. He can just
lead them in
on the port ley line. They're getting reasonably close to it, but there's good breeze coming and going. It's up now for these leaders, probably 10 or 11 maximum, more 9, 10s perhaps, but they're working hard, these two crews, bending their backs.
They're bow up on starboard tack here. They're desperately trying to find a header.
Somewhere to go back on.
Yeah.
It's a great race, really good race. It'll be a really good battle for third too. Okay, Yandu just hit a little light spot.
Louis Brake just found himself off the front of the wing for a momentarily there.
So we're getting a bit close. They're having a look around, but down to leeward. Finport's got the skates on.
Got some pace.
Absolutely. It's having a look. They've got to go, haven't they? Sure, there they go.
Yandu's gone.
Yeah, okay. What's Finport going to do? He'll have to go with them, surely. Okay, Yandu's tack. Finport still going.
Yeah, nice little vein of pressure coming onto Yandu here. I think that's why they've gone.
Gee, Finport's still going.
Yeah, Yandu looks well below the ley line.
He does there,
so
yeah.
Keegan can afford to do that.
Yep. There's tack now. You can see the calm spots and the windier spots, but it's not super windy. But there is some good breeze going to come to Finport shortly.
Just to keep you in the loop, we've got looks like C-Tech have moved into third, with Balmain fourth, and probably Rag and Famish fifth. But we'll stick with the leaders because we'll see them all come round the top mark in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, Yandu's taken a bad one to go back on, but his C-Tech and ASCC, the two New Zealanders. And what we're seeing at the front of the fleet is that Finport stood on a bit further, nowhere near a ley line, absolutely nowhere, but they've got better pressure than Yandu, but we'll come to them shortly as we're watching C-Tech tack. And he's probably about, I don't know, 40, 50 seconds behind these two leaders. There they are. And look at Yandu bow down there. Finport bow up in pressure.
Nice left pressure.
This looks like
it's not going to last too long.
No, but good work by Finport on that one. Well, he's just starting to head a little now. Yandu up with pressure. That's the Shark Island Lighthouse. So they're still about 350 metres short of the weather mark. Still a lot of sailing to go to get there. Yandu's starting to come around the bow slightly of Finport.
Yeah, Keegan just got a big lull and one in the face. Still bow down. He's almost pointing at Yandu's stern at the moment.
It's light up here where we are at the weather mark. There's not too many puffs coming. Got to get out of here quickly, in and out quickly. Yandu going to go right up side of Shark Island.
Yeah, he's trying to get right up to that ley line and do it in one tack. He doesn't want to do any more tacks than he needs to and start engaging with Finport.
I think he still leads Yandu. Just not much in this. Good racing.
Finport bow up again.
Yeah, Yandu's tacked.
Not going to last long.
Oh, it's going to be close.
Sure is.
Yandu's nice, got a little bit of a spike in the wind. Finport bow up, now bow down. Yandu will cross. Yandu crossed. I think he's a little short of the ley line at the moment. Very, very close, but Yandu will lead. He's not laying there, I don't think, Dol. No, he's well under it. Well under.
Finport with a big dip on the Yandu.
So when Yandu comes back, he's going to have Finport on starboard.
Yeah. Light here now, though.
Here we go.
Here goes Yandu. Ooh.
Finport with a header, which means Yandu's got a lift.
But I think
they're just going to jam it in there.
Yeah. Oh,
he's going to be a bit underdone.
He's going to be tight. Finport's got round him, I think, here. Finport leads. Oh, that wasn't the greatest manoeuvre from Yandu. Okay, Finport's round. Yandu's got to tack back again. Oh, a bit of yelling. Finport straight into a jibe. Interesting. Oh, big gain there to Yandu, to Finport right at the end, wasn't it?
Fantastic exchange we've had up this this beat that we've just had.
Okay, Yandu around in second spot. So we've got two more downwinds and one more upwind to come. Yandu straight into the hoist.
Yeah, they thought about a jibe set and then they saw C-Tech coming through and realised that they'd be in their way.
Got a bit of a wine glass on the Yandu at the head, which has just
popped out. Okay, so C-Tech will be next. That very good team from New Zealand, Alex Failings, Matt Stevens and Brad Collins. They've been here and done it before. The crew.
They're not going to underlay it from there, are they?
No, they've dropped the main sheet. They dropped the main sheet in that tack, but they're probably about 40 seconds behind this leading group. And then after them
will be ASCC coming on the
Balmain, and also Lazarus is still in the game. So C-Tech third. Oh, ASCC, will they get their fourth?
I don't know, they're bowed down big time at the moment. They've got Balmain charging in on starboard. They're going to have to tack.
I don't think Balmain laying just okay. Yeah, Balmain good speed. Henry Larkins, nice job holding off Rag and Famish, but ASCC just round inside Balmain. That's the battle for fourth and fifth. Then the Rag, then Lazarus, then Bigfoot, then Vycobi.
And the fast charging Vycobi.
Yeah, then there's a fair gap then. The next would be Smeg after that.
Bigfoot just in front of the Vycobi.
Balmain have got a twist. Those boats, ASCC, Balmain, Rag, all came round in good pressure. But meanwhile, we're on Finport. She led at the windward mark.
Yeah, ASCC, Balmain and Rag all managed to set their kites on an absolute cracker of a puff. Got them out of that top mark really nicely.
There's Finport and C-Tech. C-Tech third at the moment. Yandu is second. C-Tech jibing.
That's Finport on the screen.
See Yandu in a moment as we pan back. There he is. And that's probably the distance. They're on the same line, really.
Almost a carbon copy of that last run, Pete.
Just opposite sides.
Yeah.
Well, he jumped him there again, Finport. Downwind, he's been very good downwind, Finport. Although it's still fluky down this run. Yandu on the charge at the moment.
And it's really warmed up and got humid here on the harbour. We've got some cloud building up in the west, and that's really starting to put a deadener on this this easterly, starting to get pretty sick.
So we're halfway down the run. Second last run.
One to go.
One to go after this. Beat to go, and then the run to the finish. So this is the third run downwind. It's the first heat, if you just joined us, the 2025 JJ Giltinan Championship. The leader currently Finport, as he's been most of the race. Been challenged by Yandu, but he's held him off. Yandu got in front a couple of times, but Finport's held their nerve, and they lead by probably 20 seconds or so.
I still think this race is a long way from over.
That's good racing, isn't it?
Isn't it fantastic?
And behind there's ASCC's coming down with a boomer, or is that C-Tech? One of them.
This is ASCC behind
yeah.
Shippo, and over near Bradley's is C-Tech.
C-Tech, ASCC. Boy, he's done a good job, but we'll see more of that in a moment. There he is there now.
On the edge of a puff and
he's ridden it all the way down.
Ripping. Yeah. He's picked that line beautifully.
That is the day of the haves and have-nots, isn't it?
There's the historic 18 still slugging their way upwind. On Yandu, they're not slugging their way anywhere. They're at pace. That's what Tom Needham and Louis Brake and Fang Warren are looking at. The view of Finport.
Finport just got a little bit bow down on them then. They've sailed across their bow, but they're desperately trying to find something to drive back on.
They're the two New Zealand top contenders, ASCC and C-Tech in the distance.
They've really brought some pressure down with them, but still a long way to catch up on this leading two, but made a little bit of a gain. ASCC still on a nice little bit of pressure, and they'll be hoping that stays with them and gives them something to drive back on, carry them back across to the right towards C-Tech. C-Tech probably on almost a lay for the gate, I would think, on that port job.
Well, they jumped away from Balmain. They were all together, basically, but anyway, we'll concentrate on the two leaders. And they're still well short of the gate. They've got a couple more jives to go.
Couple of jives to go there. Finport just going to go now. There they go.
Boy, the temperature's out now with this sun out. It's very humid on the harbour. Finport across Yandu. Now, where's Finport going to go? That's the right-hand gate.
Yeah, I would expect them to jive drop, but what are they going to do?
Yeah, well, they're going to...
No, regular drop.
Go to the left-hand mark.
Yeah, they were a little bit pressed there, so they decided to just get it in.
Okay, Spinnaker's down, and they are around.
Once again,
Yandu going to the other mark. They're going to the other mark. Yandu still not quite around. The Yandu around. So I've got that at 18 seconds, so it's very close.
And they've split. So this will be interesting to see what tactics they take on here. C-Tech definitely closed in on those 2 leaders too, Pete. There's, what do you reckon, maybe 15 seconds behind those lead 2 boats?
I'd agree with that.
And then ASCC as well. So it looks like C-Tech will take the left turn, and same as Finport, and ASCC will take the right turn, same as Yandu.
ASCC's crew under a bit of pressure here.
Pretty late drop, isn't it?
Very late drop. Oh, still a late drop. There it comes. And they've got the dial-up done. Then Balmain and Lazarus, the next couple.
With the rag. The rag probably...
Well, they got dropped off this group here. Rag, Balmain, and they were right with ASCC at the windward mark the last time. So Balmain will be next in front of Rag. So Balmain 5, Rag 6, Lazarus 7 by Kobe 8. That's the order. But it's still a very close race at the front of the fleet. And C-Tech, as you said, Dole, I think they're close enough. Balmain.
Yeah, 1 lap to go. There's still a fair bit of sailing to be done here.
Oh, Balmain have gone way past the mark. I don't know what happened there. They've let Rag in. Balmain's still not round that right-hand gate. They left that drop very late.
As did the Rag. But once again, Finn Rodowitz just manages to get the job done.
There's Tommy Kunich and his team aboard the Lazarus. Josh and Paddy. There's Smeg. Emma... Nathan McNamara, who then following them is the 6th boys.
The Smeg, our winner of the invitation race yesterday.
Yeah. 6th with Jacob Marks, Alex Marinelli and Matt Doyle. And then
just not on screen, Pete. I'm just saying Bigfoot being dug up from out of the water, so...
Did you see them go down, Jimmy?
No, I didn't, mate. I just noticed them there. They are.
Yeah, they were probably 6th or 7th.
They were doing pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
unfortunate.
A bad one for them.
There was a big boat going into Rushcutters Bay, which had a wave you could surf off, and I don't know whether that got the better of them.
Well, that's a disappointment, but anyway, there's Kobe, who were recalled at the start and got themselves into a reasonable position. So we're back on Finport. And
Finport's with a nice gain.
Opened up a bit.
Yeah, very nice gain on the Yandu.
By taking the left-hand gate. Is our friends on 6th. And Shore Partners, I think.
So Keegan took that left-hand gate, and then he
held his nerve.
Come up a bit and tacked on to starboard, taking the long one over to Bradley's head and picked up a nice right-hander. Probably a little bit more pressure where he was compared to the Yandu too.
There's your favourite boat on screen, Dol. to Akarana. Found a good pizza and the Akarana lager they have
I might
there.
get some takeaway from there tonight.
Akarana lager.
Yeah.
I might, can I get takeaway for Sydney from there tonight, I wonder? I might ring them up, see if they'll home deliver. ASCC, they're probably in 4th spot. Or close. Oh, they may be, 4th, I think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, they're the 4 there. Up top, Finport, right, Yandu, left, C-Tech, and the bottom is ASCC.
ASCC taking a different route out into the middle of the harbour, looking for a split to try and put something back on these guys. Meanwhile, Yandu and Finport look like they could well engage themselves in a little bit of attacking duel here.
Yeah, what's Keegan going to do? Oh, he's going to attack, yeah.
I think that's what Tom Needham is going to try and get Finport doing as many attacks as he can, I think. But what that's doing is allowing C-Tech back into the game.
To get close up a bit.
Yeah.
And ASCC, who are not very far behind C-Tech, Dom.
Yeah.
Off camera, we've got the Spanish Armada coming around Bradley's Head. We've got the Manly Ferry, it's #1 priority, and there's some sort of barge. I don't know what you'd even... Being a barge is too nice to barges. Some vessel going around Bradley's Head with people...
That's the Glass Island, Pete.
People dancing.
I don't think the guy that designed it had glasses, Dolly.
No. She sure is pretty.
Okay, but... Well, there's the two leading boats. Manly Ferry will be... could give a hope ASCC has seen him yet.
Yeah, he's had to
tacked off away from the ferry.
Freshwater class have to give way to those.
Yeah, powering down the harbour. There he is, the Queen's Cliff. So C-Tech and ASCC are close. Balmain also is reasonably close. But talk about close, this is very close.
If it's closer than what that shot makes it look like, viewers.
If this is anything what we're going to see for the next 8 races after this, it's going to be a great carnival, as we expected. Now, is Yandu just trying to put the foot down a little bit. There's a powerboat here that's going to...
Yeah, he's got himself on a little wave there.
Yeah.
He's looking around trying
I think he's got to get out of here. There's this
here he goes.
Powerboat. Look at that.
Now Keegan's going to go on top of him.
There's Woody winning, giving him 2 bobs worth to the powerboat. There's the kumquat award of the championship so far. This he did. Fender's still over the side. Yeah, beautiful. Well done.
That's usually a
sign of total incompetence. Now C-Tech's closed right up. Racing 3 at the moment.
Yeah, the more these two engage with each other, it's going to allow these guys back into the game.
Certainly has allowed C-Tech in it to the game. Don't forget, C-Tech led at the weather mark the first time. We're halfway up the final and 4th beat of this opening race of the championship for 2025. And it's C-Tech throwing the challenge down to Yandu and Finport.
I'll tell you what could happen here, Pete, is Yandu and Finport are worrying about each other, and C-Tech's got their head out of the boat looking for the breeze.
Open the gate for C-Tech.
Yeah.
He's getting a bit of a header.
Your kumquat mate's going to do it all again for the C-Tech guys.
He's a real pest, isn't he?
He's going to Watson's Bay. That's direct.
Over there, I want to go there.
There he is.
That's forced the C-Tech to tack.
So, yeah, he probably would have kept going, I think.
He would have, Pete, yeah. Because he's tacked onto a horrible header.
Yeah, the joys of Sydney Harbour. Well, hardly call it the joys, the pitfalls of the harbour.
You're going to see C-Tech come into the game here again, mate.
Yeah, This run's going to be exciting once they get to the weather mark. C-Tech looks good. The setup looks good. He's high.
What I've noticed is his gear looks very flat.
Yeah.
So in the medium to upper range, he's certainly got excellent height.
Just took a bit of a dip there, unfortunately, for him.
Yeah, but he's right in it now.
Look at this, close it is. Finport and Yandu. Boy, classic stuff. And they probably still far enough ahead of... Oh, there he just goes bow up there, C-Tech. He's still probably about 20 seconds behind them, a bit more perhaps.
And then ASCC not far behind them.
And then Balmain. So there's ASCC. And we're... Oh, this is tight racing. Look at this, Dole.
Isn't it great?
Keegan trying to put the bow down and get over the top of Yandu. He might have succeeded a little bit there. Yandu a bit soft. Finport bow up. Yandu bow down to get some speed. Try and keep his air clean. Yeah, C-Tech dropped back a little bit there by that powerboat forcing him to tack. Oh, Yandu's going to bail out. What's Keegan going to do?
He's got to go with him.
Yeah, there he goes.
Yeah. You can't let him off the hook now.
You're a bit of a match racer yourself, Jimmy. You've read that beautifully.
We covered 2 days of match racing. That's about as good
all
as I
over
get.
it.
Oh, Finport's trying to get the battens through. Oh, now they're going.
High on port. Big lift. Big lift on port, and that has hurt C-Tech. C-Tech got on the wrong side of that one, and now...
Oh, Yandu's just stubbed their toe there.
Got one in the face and didn't react quick enough. Dug the wing in.
Finport, there's not much breeze here. Be lucky to be 8 knots here at this weather mark. Finport now just getting a little puff. C-Tech, I think he's close enough to make things interesting down the run. Finport standing up really off Yandu now. Then off camera, Jimmy's pointing out Rag had a bit of a problem. Have they, Jimmy? Did they?
Yeah, just a bad tack.
Bad tack. Okay, they're well back now. Anyway, concentrate on this group.
Yeah, unfortunately, C-Tech had that opportunity there and just failed to capitalise on it.
I think advantage Yandu here.
Yeah.
Because he can tack onto starboard and have a real go at Finport. Yeah, they're both in light downwind pressure. Yeah, Yandu's jumped out here.
Yeah, and he's heading, so he'll tack onto a lift.
He's got to get on the lay line. That's where he got chicken winged up last time. He left himself short. So they're going to be a boat length apart. Or maybe a bit more. And coming up the side of the island is off camera's ASCC. Oh, Yandu got a nice jump there. There's ASCC in the middle. He'll be close to 3rd. Okay, Finport. Gee, that was a loss out for Finport there. So Yandu back in the lead. The run now to the finish.
Here we go.
Here we go. He's around. Nice little puff to get round into the jibe. That's what they're going for. Finport. Oh, look at C-Tech coming in a real big right-hander. But Finport will be around. C-Tech won't get round. There's Finport. What are they going to do?
Jibe as well.
Jibe, yep. So here's the go for 3rd. See how friendly the Kiwis are. ASCC with all the rights. Oh, has he got the rights? Or is... Yeah, C-Tech going to dip him.
Has to.
Yeah, C-Tech back to 4th. ASCC 3rd. So Yandu leads, running into Shark Island, a lighthouse. You'd say strong advantage to Yandu at the moment.
Yeah, it was only 12 seconds at the mark, but they've really... That quick set on a little bit of a puff, they managed to just scoot away a little. in that first 100 metres.
So there's Yandu jibing in not much air. Spinnaker's collapsed there. There they go. So the order is Yandu, Finport, ASCC, CTEC. Then after them will be Balmain. Oh no, Balmain and Rag and Famish will be next. Probably the Rag. And then Lazarus. And then Vycobi. So that's the order at the moment. So what's happened? Yandu's got a jump here, and ASCC's right on Finport. CTEC have just done a bear away set. They hoist and gone out in the middle of the harbour.
Yeah, they're just looking for anything.
Yeah, Yandu have got a nice lead now. With good pressure. Look at them. Plenty of white water coming out of the back of the boat now.
Finport have managed to pick up that same breeze there now as well. They're the two of them in shot. Similar angles. Yandu jiving down towards Bradley's Head. They just need a nice clean run here and they'll take it home. Once again, they've extended in that last little exchange. Looks like Yandu are off to the races here.
Yeah, they got a really good jump just before the weather mark, and now look at them open up. A very big lead over Finport and ASCC. They're the two New Zealanders. ASCC and Finport. Honda Marine, another New Zealander still going upwind, but it's all
Akarana going upwind in the background, Pete.
Oh, Akarana, was it?
If you want to get a good eat there, Pete, you've got to keep plugging them.
No, that was Honda just there. That's all Honda there. All the four New Zealanders. I need a new Honda car. A new pizza,
We'll need to get the bell off the desk at 2GB for you.
That's right.
And a golden microphone.
Cash for comment here, isn't it? Well, that's the lead now. That's what Keegan York's looking at. And it is a massive lead compared to where we've been in this race. Yandu have opened up brilliantly.
Look, I think Keegan will be happy to bank a second place here in the first heat of the JJs.
But just that last 100 metres into the weather mark, just got a bit strangled up there.
We did talk about Tom Needham's ability in those situations, and he certainly put it together. And you must be Nostradamus, shippers, because you did the interview with Tommy in the park this morning. Maybe they'll be scrambling for you to interview them in the morning, the different boats.
Anyone's at a price.
Great shot.
Well, they're bound for the finish.
Yeah,
they're bound for victory. Outstanding performance, an outstanding race all round from these top competitors, but it's Yandu that'll take the winner's flag. Where are they? We've got about, where's that committee bar? We've got about 200 metres to run to the finish.
Yeah, they've got a couple of jibes left in this yet. But great performance from Tom, Fang and Louis today. They'll be super happy with that. That was a tough race to come out on top and well deserved.
Well, they didn't get a good start, did they? They got boxed in, then it bailed out on port.
They did. They couldn't find the lane.
Took a lot of sterns.
Yeah.
Boy, they're going to be figure right in this championship, that's for sure. Got one more job. He's going to do it in one, is he? I think. Oh,
yeah. The spectator ferry's not in the best position there. What are we going to do, fellas? I think we've got a jibe. Here we go.
Yep. Not much option there. We'll get a time delta on this. This will be the biggest winning margin, leading margin of the race, that's for sure.
I thought you were going to say the series.
Of the championship, Jimmy, yeah.
Well, it is, isn't it?
It'll definitely be the biggest margin of the championship, yep.
So far.
So far, yep.
Okay, wonderful performance by Yandu.
One more drive
yeah,
and
one and in. Just how he's opened up down that run. Well done. Well done. Fantastic performance. First blood to Yandu, the defending champion boat. Louis Brake and Fang Warren were part of that team with Mika Lane last year, but Tom Needham certainly put a mark down, winning this first race. And now Finport coming in. Still a bit of way to go.
Wow, and didn't they extend? Have you got a time on this?
Yeah, I have. It's been
mate.
30 seconds already. This is the biggest leading margin so far of the whole race.
He's actually sharing his time.
I know,
for once.
I can see it.
ASCC
It'll
will
make
be
it an
third.
easy guess.
Yeah. So well done to Keegan. He was there or thereabouts the whole race. He just at that last windward mark, things didn't go quite right for him, and Yandu jumped away, got round the mark first, then went down in pressure. Here's an interesting finish.
Here comes the ASCC.
Screaming in on starboard. This is going to be a good finish here. Hang on. It's over a minute now. Finport will get there, will he? Yes, he will. Oh.
Yeah. You'll get the cross.
Okay, Finport second. Well done, Keegan, and well done, the Kiwis. ASCC. About a minute 15. That's a big margin, isn't it? After all of that.
When they were neck and neck at the last approach to the top mark there.
So, ASCC third, and C-Tech, don't like reminding them, but they led at the first mark after a tricky beat, that first beat. So C-Tech fourth. Then who have we got? Where are our friends on Balmain?
We've got the RAG coming in. Balmain must be just around the corner here. There they are.
The RAG will be fifth.
That's why I'm a bit nervous with this new spectator boat. It's got heavily tinted windows and you can't see through it to see what's coming from the other side of it when we get
come around and get a surprise, Jimmy.
Okay, so
I don't need that.
C-Tech 4, RAG will be 5, Balmain 6. Well, they were close enough at times, the Balmain boys. And then 7th will be Vycobi, I think.
Yeah, looking that way.
Yeah, and then Smeg, Nathan McNamara, he's come out through a bit. So, just watching RAG go across in 5th spot.
On to Henry Larkins on the Balmain.
Yep. So, Balmain 6. That's the gate they're going through. They've got about another 50 metres to go to the finishing line. Next, after Balmain, Vycobi. Vycobi just a down pressure jibe.
Yeah, they're just a bit dead there.
Yeah, but
they've managed to pull it off.
They've got enough up their sleeve to beat the fast finishing Smeg in 8th position.
Next will be the Lazarus, I think, Pete.
Yeah,
might be a bit close between them and
they
Smeg.
might be. Lazarus got a good pressure.
I think Smeg will jibe and get across, but we'll wait and see.
Oh, they're good. Smeg jibed in a beauty.
Smeg might be a bit underdone on the ley line, Pete.
Yes.
Which is going to help the Lazarus here.
Yeah, Smeg throwing sheet at it. Here we go. Smeg. Oh, Lazarus going to jibe early. I don't know. Yeah. No, Smeg will get there. So Smeg 8, Lazarus 9.
Not over yet, Pete.
Oh,
there they go.
Now it is.
Smeg Lazarus for 9. For those young teams in the mix, Balmain, Vycobi, Smeg and Lazarus with 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then a huge gap next to 6th. Couldn't do it for us. He's 10th. 6th is 10th.
And the Black Knight.
Well, we didn't see much of him, did we, really, today?
No, he was a bit pinned at the start, and I think that just...
Yeah, I saw him get him... He got in strife a couple of times, didn't he, Jimmy, I think?
Yeah.
So 6th is across in 10th, Black Knight 11, and then...
A very good showing from the Shore Partners.
Fast finishing Shore Partners. There's the Black Knight. That's the finishing boy. He's across. And then Shore Partners 12.
Then it'll be Marine Outlet.
Marine Outlet, who had all sorts of trouble at the Leeward Gate.
Yeah,
18
time. A lap down, I think, are they?
Yeah, 18 footers are a lap down, unfortunately.
It'll be a long afternoon for those boys.
Oh, Marine Outlet, they had that spinnaker. They went upwind for about half the beat with the spinnaker still halfway up, but they're across now, Marine Outlet.
Yeah, I think we'll see a bit more of Josh Perepsky as this regatta goes on.
Yeah, good operator.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're across. 18-footer Bar and Restaurant. Well, it's going to be a late night for the finishers. They've got to go upwind again to Rose Bay. But anyway, good on them.
The unlucky Bigfoot team from Queensland will be the next in.
Yeah,
I think if they hadn't have had that swim on the last downwind, they would have been a lot better off. Yeah. Unfortunate for those boys, but tomorrow's another day. And just looking up course, it looks like we've got the Oak and possibly the Vix with...
Come on, Dole, what's the other one?
Oh, no, it's the Akarana, Jimmy.
Yeah,
very good.
Well done.
Did I get that right? Akarana.
What does it mean, Dol?
I think Akarana is a Maori word for Auckland, is that right?
Very good.
What do I win?
Oh, they might actually let you in the country into New Zealand.
An Akarana lager.
So,
I could be heading over there soon. I'll be dropping in to see them.
So just as we wait for these boats to finish, just a few people have asked what the format is from here. Well, we've got tomorrow, Sunday in Sydney, we've got another heat. All races start at 14:45 hours Sydney time, so one race tomorrow. And we're live at 2:20 Sydney time. Then a lay day on Monday, then two races on Tuesday, first starting at 2:45, 14:45, but all our telecasts or streams start at 2:20 Sydney time. So two races Tuesday, two races Wednesday, and one race Thursday. Nothing on Friday. And then on Saturday and Sunday, that's in a week's time, heat on Saturday, heat on Sunday. 9 races in all. And one drop will be into play after 5 races are completed. As we're watching now the Royal Oak Four Pines. They've done okay today. One of their better days. And here's a go. This is a good finish coming in after the Royal Oak. We've got the Victorians, Akarana and Kitchen Maker. So who's going to get there? Who's going to get the Victoria next? Is that right?
They need to, just got there. Then Akarana, then the Kitchen Maker, then the Honda.
Akarana, Kitchen, then the Honda.
Honda Marine from New Zealand.
Carrying the name of a former champion, of course. There's Akarana almost capsizing as they cross the line, but
here comes
who we got next?
Noakes. That's Noakes there with the blue spinnaker, Pete.
Noakes, and the other is Wealth.
Okay. Queensland.
Noakes has done well. Beck Hancock, Cam Walker and Ben Kirkby. They'll be 20. So we're missing a couple. 21st will be Wealth. Without the vowel, Wealth. Noakes with the blue chute just coming across now. They'll lay into the finishing line.
Yeah, good effort from Beck.
Yeah. And have we got who we got left, Jimmy? We've
got the Red Rockstar.
They're still going.
The Burrawang.
The Burrowing is still up there. The 18-footers bar and restaurant are just off Bradley's.
And what about the two Kiwis, Goat Marine and Allen?
That'd be from the UK. Allen and the Goat, I believe they're at the top mark, and there's a red chute just getting hoisted at the top mark, which would be the Hoffel House, if I'm correct with that.
So that's probably pretty much everyone accounted for, I think.
Gotcha for Life, we believe, went home early.
Gotcha for Life, yes. We got her going home.
And those boats, shippers, that we're saying are up at the top, they're the boats that we think had the number 2 rig in.
Yeah, the majority of them, yeah.
Yeah, so they were well underpowered, as it turned out. And
so we've had...
That's hurt them.
21 finished. We had 28 start. We know Gotcha for Life has gone home. So the 2 UK boats are still going, Allen and Goat Marine. Red Rockstar from Germany is still going. The 18-footer bar and restaurant still going. So that's probably just about everyone. Victoria have finished.
I think that accounts for almost everyone.
Yeah, and Hoffel House, he's up there too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, well, just... in summary, I think we'll just go through the finishes for everyone so that everyone gets a fair go. Outstanding win to Yandu, another great performance from Finport. So Yandu first, Finport second, ASCC from New Zealand third, SeaTech from New Zealand fourth, then Rag and Famish, Balmain 6, Vycobi 7, Smeg 8, Lazarus 9, 6th was 10th, Black Knight from Germany 11, Shaw and Partners 12, Marine Outlet 13, the Bigfoot from Queensland 14, Royal Oak 15, Victorian team 16, Akarana Eatery 17, Kitchen Maker 18, Honda from New Zealand 19, Noakes 20, and Wealth 21. That's all we've had finished so far. So, Dole, a quick summary of what we've seen today and what we can expect in the next few days, I guess.
Well, interestingly, Pete, I think the boats that we're expecting to be up there were up there. What we did see is they're all very close, aren't they? And I think anyone who thinks we're going to have a standout this week, or at least in the next few days, would be mistaken. But what we are going to see is some fantastic racing. Obviously, the Kiwis are on the pace. I think the Black Knight today were a bit disappointing, but I think we'll see them come back. And obviously, Yandu, Finport, the Rag, Balmain, impressed with Vycobi today. They were very deep after the start. For them to manage to fight back for a 7th was pretty impressive. Also good sailing from the Lazarus. So tomorrow we're looking at similar conditions. We might get a little bit more breeze, but a bit of rain forecast. We'll see what we get tomorrow. This influence from the cyclone to the north, which is obviously dissipated, having an effect on the weather, and it's going to be variable. But looking forward to it tomorrow, that's for sure.
Well, the forecast from the Bureau of Meteorology for tomorrow, Sunday 9 March in Sydney Harbour, for easterly 10 to 15 knots, turning northeasterly early in the morning. That's all it's giving us there. So it doesn't say what strength, but they say it's going to go into the northeast. And Sea Breeze was telling us that tomorrow afternoon around 2 o'clock is a nor'easter of about 14 knots. So
looking good, isn't it?
That could be good. That could be good. Well, not much you or I can do about the weather, Dol. I guess we just got to come out here and talk about it. Can you influence anything? Do you know?
I can speak to my people, mate. I'll speak to my people and see what I can do. What would you like?
Well, I don't know.
What would you like to order?
Like a southerly of 25 knots.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
I don't think the crews would like that, but for spectators it'd be good action. So here's a German team coming across now. That is
Red Rockstar.
The Red Rockstar, Ben Boringer, Mickey Martin and Tamara Bellman. So they will come across in 22nd spot, followed by Goat UK from Goat Marine from the UK. So I think we'll probably wrap up. I hope you've enjoyed it. We've certainly seen one of the most exciting races we've seen all year, and boy, it was plenty of action in these light, tricky conditions. At the end of the day belonged to Yandu from Finport and ASCC. So you've enjoyed it, I'm sure. So on behalf of the Sale Media team, we'll be back at 2:20 Sydney time tomorrow afternoon, and for the second heat of this year's JJ Championship. So on behalf of Jimmy Bury, Dolly DeVola and all the Sale Media team, Peter Shipway, looking forward to your company tomorrow, and it's goodbye from Sydney Harbour.